Saturday.
Happy Saturday. We're
Sorry,
live.
we missed a show on Thursday, but that's
Yeah.
all right. We had stuff going on. It was our
Yeah.
kind of birthday weeks.
Yep.
It's the 28th, Dave's the first, so we just kind of had a little extra day in between, and
Yep.
we just took it to ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes you
we're
can.
back. We're back live, and a lot going on. You know, hockey's in full force. You know, so I went to the bar yesterday with some friends, and I could have swore the Ranger game was on. So I'm like, why isn't the Ranger game on? The guy's going crazy looking for it. And when I looked at my phone, it wasn't. They played today.
Oh
And I was
damn.
like, God damn it, this is the second time now that I'm just like under the impression that they're playing at a certain time and they're not.
Yeah.
So I know I blamed my girlfriend last time and she was a little mad, but I guess it was all my fault. So, but that's how it goes.
Right.
I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. It's just, you get older, you get senile. We were just talking about it. Getting old is just kind of tough, but
Yeah. For
so
sure.
I'm thinking they're playing every day and they don't. So, it's all my fault. It's fine.
Hey,
I can live with it.
we've
But I
been.
do get some games tonight. So,
Yeah. So when you get home, you'll be ready to go.
yeah. Yeah, I'll get home ready to go. But, same old, same old. It's kind of like, playoff positioning. But, like, right now, the Eastern Conference in the NBA is a little interesting because you're going to have the Sixers and the Knicks in a lower seed, but they're going to get healthy. And it's pretty confirmed that by the end of March, beginning of April, right before that playoff push. Not only is Embiid going to come back for the Sixers, but the Knicks are going to get their three starters back, which means like if you're a top seed, you're like, oh man, yeah, we have a great seed, but now we're playing a team that would have been a top seed, except for the fact that they had injuries. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. I'm excited about it. Uh, NASCAR, we got Morgan coming on tomorrow.
Yep. Morgan will be on tomorrow. Sorry.
They're
Good.
Yeah, so they're in Vegas.
All
That
right.
should be a fun race. Apparently the Vegas track is just like the Atlanta, and where it's a fast track, so you're gonna have lots of wrecks again. I talked to a couple of my buddies that are big NASCAR fans up here, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that on Sunday. That should be fun.
Yeah. Me too. We'll have some. We'll get some insight again from Morgan.
Got
We'll
some
see
hockey.
if. We'll
Yeah,
see if he can give me some winning racers because I didn't. I didn't get. I did a top three and didn't see him. I didn't see him. So we'll see.
yeah,
We'll see if he.
yeah. I mean, the race was fun last week, but I didn't know. Now that I kind of know a little bit, I might make a bet this week if I can get through because that the app kind of gives me trouble now.
Yeah, I get it.
But I'm excited. It's going to be something to watch and drink and have some fun on Sundays now that football's over because I can watch the race and just drink and watch that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Have some fun, put a little money on it.
Yeah, no,
You know,
it's definitely
so
it's a fun thing. Putting a couple of dollars on stuff and taking a chance is always fun. Put five
yeah.
bucks in, 150.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
go
yeah.
crazy.
Nothing that
It's
you can afford to lose
yeah,
because if you're trying to do it to make money, guess what? You're not going to make money.
no, no. Unfortunately, not. You do put some parlays in there that are crazy, but you know, um, when I watch these betters and stuff like that are out there, like on the app, stuff like that, you don't think that these guys are putting like to them they're putting maybe like $800 on like a big bet, but then like they're putting $12 to $20 on a crazy bet that might hit. They're not going there and shooting their shot with like who's putting $20,000 on a bet that has 12 parlays. Nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. That payout would be amazing, but at the end of the day, no one's putting that on there. And if they
Yeah, it's
are,
just like your odds aren't there.
no.
So, it's like buying a scratch off or playing the lottery. It's
Yeah.
same odds. Do it for fun, but don't expect to win. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And if you do, more
Hey,
power to you. But like I said, it's not
congratulations. Yeah.
even if you're obsessed with, sports and all these guys that are professional bettors and whatever, they get it wrong. So
Yeah.
like it's luck.
It
If
is.
you win something big, it's usually luck. And then people will tell you, the people like that work in the industry that take the bets, they say the people that win are like the moms and pops that don't even watch sports. They just pick them because they like the cities or like
Yeah.
whatever, and they end up winning, randomly like that. So
Or those are the people that have refs for family members, and they get the
exactly.
they get the
Oh, my
calls.
family is here. We're gonna bet this, this, and this.
Mm-mm.
Wow, Grandma, you just hit a 12 leg parlay. Oh, okay. I just, I like the colors of the teams.
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
That's it.
so
That's Grandma. Do you know what you won? You're like, I don't know. You're like, you won like
right.
$40,000. You're like, what?
It's
Yeah.
like, Ma, Grandma, what did he do? How'd you pick that? Well, Taylor was the name of like, I knew this guy would have a good game because he's the name of my niece's favorite nephew or something, same name, and he goes to school in that area, so I put that in, you know.
That's the secret. Everybody who's watching, go to your grandma's and ask
Yeah,
them
that's
who
the
their
secret.
favorite colors are. Let them
Yeah,
pick your parlay.
exactly.
I would do that. I would do that. I'd be like, here, pick my parlay. Pick anything you want. I'll put the $5 on
Right.
it. Pick like till it says maxed out, and then you win on a $5 bet. Oh my god, I feel so
Yeah.
good. That'd be
Oh
so
well.
funny. But yeah, we've just been
I
relaxing with our
was down in
birthdays.
Florida and I was getting allergies, and then I come up to New
Yeah,
York and it was 20 degrees, so
yeah,
didn't have to worry about the allergies, but I needed my coat. It was freezing up here.
yeah.
But
Everybody down here is getting that like little
back
bug that's
back
going
home
around.
tomorrow.
You're back home tomorrow. That's
So
today.
what was that?
Are you coming back home today? Oh, you'll be live
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I fly out at 11. I'll
Yeah,
be
okay.
home
That's why I
in
was
the
like, hey, you
afternoon.
just told me you get home back
Still have
home at
tomorrow
two.
off,
Yeah, well,
and then
tomorrow.
I work back to work on Monday.
Nice, nice. Back to work.
Good
Work.
shift just came out. I might have to think about going for it, but I'll have to talk to Katie about it first. We'll see.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
see what happens.
Is it day shift?
Yeah, it's a day shift.
Oh man, do it, do it. You'll feel better. Get in, get out, go home.
Maybe, maybe. Gotta keep our podcast in mind though. But
Oh,
then you do it right before the games, or like we go on live right at the games. That would be even more fun. So
I hear you.
yeah, we'll see how that goes. What episode are we on? 39,
Nah, like 40 something.
42.
Yeah, 42 or 43.
Yeah, once we hit 50, we're gonna have to have a big episode. We'll
Yeah,
see how how that
yeah,
lands out. We'll
yeah. I
do some
wouldn't.
crazy shit for our 50th.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
Maybe we'll
doing.
go live from like Top Golf or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm about it.
Mm-hmm.
Be doing
Hit some
something.
balls,
Yeah, maybe like
drink
setting
some
up.
beers.
Yep, there you go. And we'll have a
Yeah,
good
even if
time.
it's breakfast time, I don't care. Serve it up.
Hey, we'll go live right
Serve it
from.
up.
I'll log on to Kick from my phone, and we'll go live at nighttime,
Exactly.
whatever time it
Exactly.
is.
Oh man, I haven't had steak in a while, and then I had a steak on Wednesday, and then a steak last night. Man, I'm
Yeah,
feeling good, but man,
feeling good. Yeah, no, my
it ain't gonna
daughter.
be pleasant for those people on the flight.
Yeah, my daughter loves steak,
All
so
that red meat, delicious
every
though,
weekend we do
delicious.
steak. But she'll
Hmm.
be going to the parade or something like that. So, not the parade. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
The Strawberry Festival, the parade. So she'll be going there.
Anything else in the news? I mean, other than everyone complaining about the refs in the NBA, but that's really it's officiating. The game's fixed. I don't know what to tell you. Um,
Yeah,
really not much else going on, like news wise. So, kind of
yeah.
quiet. Spring training is in full fold. Soto, the big free agent for the Yankees, hit a couple of home runs already. Pretty bomb, a couple
Are they
deep
already in the
bombs. But
combine?
what's up?
Are they already at the NFL combine? I saw them talking
They
for the
might be.
combine, but I thought it was like later in
Well, the
March.
combine is just a couple of weeks. No, it's usually earlier because it's you figure the draft's in April,
Yeah,
so it's going to be in early March that they do the combine and gives them a couple of weeks to
yeah,
not only so they do the combine so they get their numbers, but then
yeah,
they go and interview with the teams. So they
yeah.
travel around the
Okay, maybe.
country
Okay,
and
maybe that's why. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Because I know
yeah.
I saw some guy a tight end like with a combine shirt and said he wanted to be a Miami Dolphin, but there's good and
You
bad
see,
things.
Tyreek Hill said that he wanted to be a Jet, but Adam Sandler didn't call him, so he said I'm going to sign with Miami.
Yeah, no, he.
I was like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. He's like, Adam Sandler's my favorite actor of all time. He's like, And he's a big Jet fan. So when I was a free agent, I thought he was going to call me, and he didn't. So I signed with Miami. He's like, he would have told me to sign with the Jets, and I would have done it.
Yeah, he would have been miserable for that first year until Aaron Rodgers. He would have been miserable for two
He would have
years.
been. He would have been. He's definitely in a better situation in Miami. So
Yeah, what the hell?
you
Right
know,
here, man.
but I think that was more tongue in cheek, just kind of,
You know Tyreek Hill. He's always
you
talking
know, what.
trash. He's always just doing something funny. He's a funny guy. He's been going through a lot of stuff right now. He finally, I guess, ended his court case with his other baby's mother, and then now he's in legal action because he ran over this woman in a football drill and broke her leg, an OnlyFans star. It's
Well,
yeah.
these
She
professional athletes, and Zion will tell you, you got to stay away from these OnlyFans stars.
Well,
They're
they
not
I
but
guess it
trouble.
was
There's
like
just like,
at an event, like it was at like a one of his practices things, like he does for the children. And I guess she's like, "Oh, I'll run you over," or something like that. So he showed her what's up, and then she's like, "Oh, I blocked him," and then I'm like, "You blocked him,
right,
Tyreek Hill,
right,
the guy who's like
right.
doesn't get
It's more
tackled."
like it's probably the other way around.
Yeah, she said, "Oh, I blocked him, and he fell, and he got mad, and he bum rushed me." That's what she said. I'm like, Tyreek Hill, who's like a little ball of
They just want
muscle.
money.
It's just
That's
for
all it
money.
is.
That's
It's a
it
money
is.
grab.
Yeah, it's always a money grab. And I'll be like, no, take me to court. I'll pay money in the court fees more than you gonna get money from me for lying or even whatever you're saying. You're
You,
on the
the worst money grab is when they actually get knocked up from the player, because
oh
that's what
yeah.
they want.
Well, that's 18
Like, oh, I'm
years.
gonna have a kid. I'm gonna have your baby, and that's it. You're mine for
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
You're gonna pay child support, whatever. That's why these kids, these young kids, got to learn. Stay away. Get yourself a good person, a good girl who's not gonna, just want you for your money. Someone
yeah,
who's gonna support you and do whatever.
for sure.
You know.
I listened
But
to this one song that's just
you're
like,
young. You're a star. It's hard. That temptation's out there. So
yeah, no, it is for real,
I
man.
wonder if NASCAR has that. Like I was watching. Like I was talking to my buddy. Like all the NASCAR guys are young now, and they're all like, I don't know. They don't look cool. They just look like nerds. Like like they were driving NASCAR in their gaming room, and then they made the move to professional NASCAR. Like they don't look like they definitely don't look like the crazy rednecks that I remember back in the day, who would just
Yeah,
come out and
for
just be like, "We're
sure.
fighting." Now they're just like, well, it's just like the Gran Turismo track. It's like,
Yeah,
wait, what?
I feel like
So
NASCAR drivers are pretty religious. They're relaxed. When we were watching the
yeah.
NASCAR at home, when they had it in their basements and stuff like that, it was just like a normal home, and they just do their thing. You know what I mean? They don't. I don't see them like being like that. The back in the day NASCAR drivers that were like drinking beer all day and then getting on the track the next day or something like
Hmm.
that. Like it's not that way. Like it was like it went from like an outdoor shop that was like ran by like the hillbilly kind of people to now like having
Hmm.
geniuses in the tracks and then making like car adjustments and stuff like that. So it's just very different. Like now it's just more like technology has taken over like for NASCAR in my opinion. That's how I
Hmm.
feel, you know what I mean? Cuz like, like
Yeah.
when Morgan comes on and talks to us and tells us, those guys are like little guinea pig geniuses in there just making adjustments every single day to make the car faster and faster and faster. You know what I mean? Like that's why
Yeah.
we always laugh because you got like Kyle Busch and like Jimmy Johnson and these guys are the top notches, right? So their cars are they're so sponsored that they're
Right.
like, okay, we built this
Yeah.
little piece right here. I'm telling you, it's going to give you 800 more horsepower, but it only weighs zero point 0.1 ounces, and it goes in there. It's like a chip, right? And it's like, and you're like, wait, what? So that guy back there, who's always last, is gonna get nothing with this. He's like, no, no, no. He has the same chip, but his actually weighs 35 pounds. So he has to make
Okay.
adjustments around it. That's what I feel like happens. And like, cause
Yeah.
like, how is that guy's car faster because of different sponsorships? Shouldn't like, okay, so
Right.
they're adjusting their
You
brake.
would think it would be a level playing field, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not. It's like, yo, that
So
guy's gonna probably do 3 laps on me because he's maxing out at 198 and I'm doing 165 max, Like I'm going
yep.
as fast as him on I-4 as the last driver is, and the guy to me has a like a Hellcat, and I'm driving my 2020 like Dodge Charger SXT. That's just like regular. That does
Yeah.
145. You know what I mean? That's what it is on the track. Cause like I'm like, what the fuck? Can you imagine this sitting here and you're like,
Hmm.
I know that I'm like that has to be like as a competitor you have no chance unless there's a humongous accident and gets these bigger guys off the fucking line. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, oh, you got, oh, damn, Jimmy's down, Kyle Busch is down, Joey Logano's down. You know what I mean? Hamlin's down. Like all these
Yep.
big guys. Now you're like, okay, now it's time to race. You know what I mean? Because the big boys who have the
Exactly.
100,
Take
like,
these. Let's take these guys out.
weren't you
Yeah, I
talking
might.
to?
I'm gonna root for my. I'm gonna root for Kyle Busch again because he was taking people out last time.
Yeah,
He was just like, "Oh, you're in my way," bam, and then he causes them to wreck, and then he kind of shoots around the side. So I'm looking forward to that. The race last week was really good. It had a
yeah,
couple. The finish was actually great because you had a 3 car photo
yeah, that
finish,
was
and then
crazy.
even before that, you had the at one place at one thing, and there wasn't a crash. They had 4 lanes wide going
Yeah,
a whole lap, and that's insane. Like usually always two, sometimes you get three, but they had 4 lanes wide, and they were
yeah,
just fucking hauling ass. So that was actually kind of really cool to see that. So I'm gonna
yeah,
enjoy this week too.
yeah, no, for sure, for
We're
sure.
gonna have some other football and stuff, but tomorrow's gonna be fun. We'll get Morgan on first thing. I'll be back home. So yeah, looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, no, for sure. Like that's what I look at. Like I was telling you before you're saying that. I was saying like remember the Kyle Busch? You said he got penalized or something like that. And had to start in the back.
No, that was
Oh,
the other guy because
yeah,
he had
yeah,
a glove on his hand or
yeah. The
whatever.
glove, right? So he had a faster car that in that on that track, so he was able to start at the
He
back
did.
and come all the way up back to
Right.
where he
And at one
was.
point, he was close to the front, and then he was getting towards like sixth and seventh, and then he wiped out again, and then that was it. He was done.
Yeah, he wiped out.
You
Only
know.
reason why. But that's how you tell me that these cars that are in the back are getting lapped because this guy gets
Yeah.
penalized, goes to the back, and then he finds
Yeah.
himself almost at the front of 32 cars.
Well, that's the thing. Like you could start last. It's like, oh, okay, but then there's half the race gets wiped out in the third
Yeah.
turn. So now you were like 30th. Now you're like 16th
Yeah.
because everybody in front of you wiped out.
Yeah, that's the only
That's
good thing
crazy.
about being back because if you're in the middle of the pack, you're pretty screwed because that's
Hmm.
where like if the fourth or fifth person gets in a wreck and he turns, well, guess what? The middle of the pack happens. It turns.
Yeah,
It
they're
don't
all
go
gone.
into the wall and slide back. It
Yep.
turns like this and then like does a wrecking ball thing
Hmm.
because that's what it comes
Oh
down
well.
to is that scary ass positioning because you're not scared to crash, you're just scared to be in the middle because you know what's going to happen
Right.
when there is a crash. You're like, oh man,
Right.
you're like you're like, what did I do to
At
deserve
least I
this?
give them the credit in that the safety is much better. Like guys don't
Yeah,
even get hurt now.
no,
They're just so locked in there, and
yeah, I think the only thing,
obviously that's a good thing. You need guys getting hurt,
no,
because of a wreck or
yeah,
whatever.
for
And
sure,
like as soon as there is a wreck, if you're in the middle of the track, like everybody goes under caution, so they go on the inside. So then the way you can get out of the car if you have to, because there's back in like there's been times where people get out of the car and then they get hit by one of the other cars. Like
yes,
it's dangerous and it's deadly, and they've done, considering you're going like almost 200 miles an
yeah,
hour in these cars,
yeah,
and they weigh almost nothing. The safety stuff that they've done for these guys is incredible. So
yeah, no, for
it
sure,
just
yeah, applaud
shows you
them,
that it could be out there, and it should be available for everybody. But you know
yeah.
it doesn't always work out
You're
that
telling
way.
me 200 miles an hour
So
getting crashed by another car flying into the freaking into the gates up in the top and coming down and
yeah,
being able to survive from a roll bar. Yeah, I think cars should already have roll bars in them, all of them. Like every single car
yeah,
made, like
absolutely.
it should just be there because you don't know what like these people do. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're gonna tell me that a car is made today, in today's thing. What did governor
Yeah,
put on? But like if your car reads
Oh,
160, your governor usually shuts out at 135. Does anybody in this world need to be doing one? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a speedhead and I like to do the 135,
right.
but
You shouldn't be.
you shouldn't be
I mean,
able to
people
do that.
do,
They do for
but
sure. I've done fast, but I had a RT and I hit 165 like on I-4. You know what I mean? I've done my share of speeding.
yeah,
So but like at the end of the day, like what did I need to do 165 miles an hour for? Nothing. Like there's no,
right. Nothing.
like
There's
I
no
just did it
reason
for my
to have to
feelings.
do that.
Like I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. You know what I mean? So like they're making cars. What does it need to do 135 for? Shouldn't a car that comes out in production be just hitting what's the max speedometer reading in the states? 80 mile an hour, like highway speed. Like that's it,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like if everyone was just like doing that, you never had to worry. But people get aggressive and then they do 85, 90, 100. But I don't know. I'm just talking because I'm not trying to take
Yeah.
it away because I like to go fast. Don't get me wrong. I got I use my truck now and that thing has a Dodge Hemi in it. So and
Oh yeah.
it's an
No,
older
no
truck.
shortness of
Yeah,
power there.
yeah, you know what I mean. It's older. It's like 2004, but I still get up and go. You know what I mean. I've hit 100 and something in it. You know what I mean. And when I first got it with my dad and my mom and stuff like that, I've done very fast in that thing. You know what I mean. That thing used to pick up,
Hmm.
but yeah, no man. It just like just put a roll bar in these cars, man. Don't charge people for them. Just like bring safety. Isn't that the purpose
Yeah.
of that? Oh, if you were doing the speed limit, we done
Yeah.
enough
Exactly.
tests. We done enough tests. If you're doing 55 in this place, you should be surviving. If you done 40 in this place, that's what
Hmm.
because that's what they do. They those little speedometer tests that they done accidents or like
Hmm.
reenactments of those. Like, oh, this is a speed limit of 45. You should at 45 mile an hour in an accident get hit in this
Yep.
area and survive with no questions. And it's true because I've been hit at 45 in the back, breaks your neck feels like, but other than that, it doesn't whatever. But
Yeah.
I was like, well, okay, I'm fine. You fine? Yeah. That was scary, but I'm good. You know what I mean? So,
I bet.
but yeah, no, the NASCAR is going to be good. We'll talk more tomorrow about NASCAR with Morgan because then he can
Yep.
insight there because he'll be like, "Well, you guys talk
Yep.
about
We got some
NASCAR with
hockey
me."
today. The
Yeah, we
Lightning
got.
play today.
I don't know. I'm tired of seeing the Lightning play. There, I don't know what the heck's going on. Vasky is really good for the first two periods, and then the third period he loses everything, and then we go to overtime. We'll be up by three, and then we're
I don't
going to
know, but
overtime.
you're still safely in that playoff
Yeah,
spot. So for now, so we'll see. We still have 20 games left, but
yeah. I don't see us losing that. I just
you
think
know,
he needs to refocus himself. I think he needs to. I don't know what he needs. I think his body's back to normal. I think he just needs. He's done this before, you know what I mean. And we went to the Stanley Cup, and I seen him play like this. So, and people are already
yeah,
talking like, "Oh, Vasky needs to
it's the grind.
retire."
You
Like,
know, it's the grind of the middle of the regular season. You want to get to the playoffs and then get your mind right and
yeah.
go on a run. So,
But yeah, no, definitely,
oh well.
definitely need to realize that he's getting older too. At the same time, he's not ready to retire anytime soon. But you just have
Well,
to.
yeah, but like I said, when you've been through it all before, you know when you have to turn it on. So,
Yeah, for
he
sure.
can kind of like survive, the next couple whatever, have a bad period here or there because you
Yeah.
want to do it now than other than the playoffs. So,
Yeah, for sure,
you
for
know.
sure. Get right then. If you're still getting a point, thankfully, I'd rather go to play. I'm in the play. I'd rather go to overtime and go on skate 3 versus 3 and take that
Right,
one
get your
point.
point
Yeah, get a
or
point
whatever.
at least.
Move on.
Yeah, we always want the 2 points, but at least get a point. You know what I mean? Don't screw yourself out of
Hmm.
a point because those points will add up even if it's just one. But yeah, no, the
Yep.
Lightning. I think they might play tonight. They didn't play yesterday, but they did play the day before, and they lost in overtime 4-3 after being up. It's just like it just happens. It's like these teams that they keep saying are coming back. It's like it's like
Hmm.
they know how to win at the end, but that's not going to help you when it comes to playoff because I tell you, like we always talk about, NHL playoff is a whole different atmosphere. These players are like grinding the whole game more than like laying off because they're on a 2 goal winning lead right at that time. You know what I mean? Because that's the problem. Like when they're in the regular season, their brains are like, you know what, we're up by 2 goals, and then they'll go into their interview and they'll say, hey, we kind of let our foot off the gas. You know what I mean? we kind of thought we were safe.
Yeah.
It was like 5 6 minutes left, and then we kind of cooled ourselves down. But then, well, you know what that does? That gives odd man rushes, and odd man rushes to a goalie that's just been blocking 27, 28 pucks is now in a bad position. And if one goes in,
Yeah.
and then the momentum really changes up on you, then you're in a world of hurt because now that's what happened. They scored like 2 goals within like a minute and 45 seconds of each other because you odd men rushed it. Now they scored. Now they're like, okay, we got some
Yeah.
momentum. They go in there and things happen. Pucks bounce, sticks break when you're hitting them. That's what happened on a goal. Literally, the you're going for a shot, your stick collapse, it just burst out, and then now it's an odd man rush back to the goalie because you just broke your stick. So what are you to them? Nothing. The best thing you can do is literally trip them. You know what I mean, or try to get to
Yep.
their guy so that he can what's his name, but. Usually it's bad positioning because when he's got a full head of steam like that, it's like a damn penalty shot, you know? Because now he has all that speeding coming
Yep.
at the goalie, so, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, Vasquez will get back on right. He'll get back to being right, and we'll just chill.
He will be, and
Yeah,
just in time for the playoffs.
yeah.
You all you need to do is get in. We'll
That's
see
it.
if anything happens at the trade deadline. That should be fun to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
But I actually got to get going now because I got to start getting ready to
Yep.
head to the airport, so I can
Perfect.
get back home and
Perfect.
do our show live tomorrow.
Yep.
So
Okay.
anyway, thanks for listening.
Thank you all. Thank you
Hopefully you
all.
guys caught us live. We'll be back live again tomorrow with Morgan talking
Yeah.
about the NASCAR and maybe go over some more results from basketball and NHL.
Sounds good. We love
Sound
you
good?
all. We'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good morning, and we're out.